Well guys, you've been asking for the R3 for a while. Finally Yamaha came out to do its first ride event. Still at Mountain Motorsports as usual. But let's ride an R3.
I can't be alone here. I can't be the only one who feels like I'm going nowhere. Just wishing somehow this dream will carry me. And I'll swear just one last time. They say the world is yours, so I'ma make it mine.
It's so tiny. Oh my god. I'm digging it. Oh my good god. It's such a tiny little bike. I love the way this bike looks though. This is so awesome. It's a beautiful day here in Georgia. Freaking raining. Of course it's gonna rain the day I get to demo an R3. This gas tank looks so tiny now being on top of it. So intense. So guys, this video is going to be slightly different. We're going to be led by a group because this is like a demo ride event. It's not my typical first ride. It's going to be a predetermined path. A gear indicator? There's a gear indicator on an R3? That's amazing. I love it. I'm down, I'm down. Oh wow, I'm so more upright than I expected to be. Holy crap, like I'm like surprised upright. Wow, I did not expect that. Alright, well, I like the little fuel thing. It's got like a little radar looking thing. It's got a temperature gauge, odometer. Alright, let's check this thing out. Wow, okay, I'm so much more upright than I expected to be. That's like, I don't know why I'm trying to shift down. Alrighty, and we're off with the R3. Alrighty. Okay, so literally the most upright position I've ever been in on a 300. This thing feels weightless. It feels like there is no weight to this motorcycle at all. And the gas tank is like this really thin little thing, but like the dash area looks, it looks thicker. It gives you that mentality of you're on like a slightly thicker bike. Man, I've been so excited to ride this thing. Alrighty. The bike feels like it doesn't weigh anything. It's a 300 though. That acceleration is definitely a 300. I don't know how well you guys can hear the bike, but it has a really interesting sound. I don't even know how to describe the sound. It's more like mechanical or something like that. It's not a bad thing. It's pretty cool. I like how the route these guys are taking is the regular route that I do my first rides with. I will say there's like plenty of room in the seat, and it's an extremely comfortable riding position. I kind of wish the riding position was a little more aggressive than it is. I feel very upright. Like I feel like I'm sitting in a business chair. That's the only kind. I wish I could be more aggressive, but I mean, maybe you could get like inverted clip-ons or something like that and like put you lower. That would be that'd be a pretty cool thing to get. Wow, this bike literally weighs, it feels like it weighs nothing. Yeah, engine braking doesn't really do much at speed to slow you down. If I remember correctly, this bike should definitely be faster than the Ninja. That guy looked like he flicked everybody off. This bike is supposedly faster, or should be faster than the Ninja and the CBR 300. Yeah, that engine braking is really smooth. Yeah, you hear that? I love the sound. It's like a rocket ship sound. Not, well, the Gixxer I think had a rocket ship sound too. Hopefully these guys will accelerate a little harder. The tack looks cool. It's got like a real angular shape. All right, let's see this thing. All right. It doesn't have a ton of torque, and you can feel that. There's not a lot of like pull you back. It is a 300 though. This is a bike made for guys that are trying to learn to ride and or don't want anything big. So it might be a perfect bike because you're not going to have that jerky throttle at all. Oh wow, I like that. Oh wait, okay, okay. This bike is so light. It's much lighter than any of the other. Well, I shifted and I gave it a little bit more gas than I was giving it, and I got a little pullback. So there, it's got a little bit of torque. It's got a little bit. Yeah, this bike is so light. When you go into a turn, it just kind of like you're just going over. Like that's it. It's crazy how light it is, though. It by far the lightest bike I've ever ridden on. This bike feels lighter than my WR250, though. I think that's the kind of upright seating position in conjunction with just having a lightweight bike. It feels good leaned over, though. That weightlessness, it really pushes that forward, or pushes that like mentality forward. I love the blinker being that bright. It's probably because it's dim today, but I keep thinking I'm in the first gear, and then I realize that it's a 300, and that the first gear will keep revving you down even if you're going only like 10. Foot pegs feel exactly where like Oh wow, okay, okay. If you ring this thing out to the top, that's where all the power is. So I'm cruising around at, oh, wow, my voice like cracked. I'm cruising around at like 7,000 RPMs and like 8,000 RPMs, and I'm like, okay, like normally the Yamaha R6 normally kicks in at about 7 or 8. So it's looking like the R3's torque like range, just like money spot, is between like 9,000 and up. That's where if you're gonna be riding the hell out of this bike, that's where you're gonna want to keep the RPMs. Underneath 9, it doesn't really have much happening, but that's good, you know, for a first-time rider. Oh, we get a jump? Hell yeah, I jump in R3. Yeah, if you're gonna be if you're a first-time rider, then that gives you a lot of range to work with before it starts getting, you know, before you start getting some torque. And granted, you know, the torque at 9,000, it's not crazy, but you're gonna feel some get up and go at that point. I do feel a good bit of wind on my chest right now. Oh, hello, all the bumps. I do feel a lot of wind on the chest, and you know, it is an upright body position. Oh, now see right here, like we're going 55, and this R3 is like not even hurting. I'm in 4th gear. You know, and the other bikes I feel like to have, well, I'm really impressed that a 300 is being able to push like that. And I'm not even like pushing the bike hard. Like if I was pushing the bike hard, I could have a really good time with this. Oh god, I have full control over this bike. That's fantastic. I really like this, man. And the seat feels really, the seat doesn't feel very low, but it's definitely not the R6 where you're gonna sit on top of the bike. Oh, look at this. I like this road. This has got to be the new First Ride road. This R3 feels fantastic in these roads. Like, absolutely fantastic. And it has a way more power than I expected it, as long as you use it where it's at. You know, as long as you put the power band in. What I mean by that, as long as you ride in the power band in that 9000, you'll be able to really have a good time, even up in the mountains if you were with bigger bikes. This is one of the first bikes where most of the time when I say like the 300s, like stereotypically I love the 300s because I love that they're putting cool bikes out in the industry for beginner riders. But most of the time it's I feel like you wouldn't really have a ton of fun with them unless you I feel like you wouldn't have as much fun with them unless you were with a group of 300s. But I think this is the first 300 that I'm pretty sure you would have a good time even with a group of 600 sport bikes. Oh, that's neutral. Let's just pop that over. Like, you wouldn't have to just get buddies with 300. Like, look at that. That acceleration is fantastic. Like, I can feel the weight be shifted to the back wheel when I'm accelerating in the power band. And that's on a 300. You know, that's so great. And that's all to say, that's without even factoring in the looks of this bike. This bike by far looks better than any other three. Personally, looks are always a personal preference, but I feel like this bike looks so much better than all the other 300s out there right now. Like, this bike looks like in competition with bikes like a freaking Yamaha R6 and a R1, which the fact that Yamaha puts that much time and effort into design for a beginner motorcycle, guys that are looking in, because you know when you start riding because you see all these guys on these cool bikes and you want to check them out, you know, and you want to aspire to ride an R6 and an R1 one day. But when you can start out on a bike like an R3 that looks awesome, let me wipe the lens off just in case it's getting wet. It's got the engine braking. When you're up in the revs, that's where you can feel the engine braking. You just got to ride this bike pretty high. It's very similar to an R6. Oh, this is perfect. Getting on a highway. Let's see if I can keep up with everybody. This bike feels very similar to an R6, where if you want to ride it right, you're gonna have to ride it with a high in the rev range. I'm not sure if these guys are gonna launch or what. Alright, let go! Look at that! I can keep up, that's amazing! Holy crap, that has way more pull at 78 than I expected it to have. Look at that, I'm almost at like cruising speed and I'm only in 4th gear. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. It's so amazing. I'm literally like obviously I don't need a bike like this, but I'm literally happy for beginner riders now because you guys have such better options. Like, the Ninja 300 was a fantastic motorcycle. I really like that. The CBR 300, I was kind of like, eh. But this R3, man, you have so much more power to use than the Ninja and the CBR. But that power is hidden up at the top, and you'll learn to get to that area. So much passing power with this bike, even at, like, yeah, look, we're going 74. Oh my gosh, that's awesome, man. God, you beginner riders these days are so lucky. This is such a better motorcycle than, like, back when I started riding, you had a Ninja 250, that was it. God, I do not feel like I'm on a 300 at all. I do not feel like that in the least bit. Wow, this is fantastic, man. Well, guys, it looks like we're coming to the end of the ride. All I can say, man, is you guys have got to check this bike out. Like, if you're an experienced rider, still check it out. It has, like, for a commuter bike, this is the first 300 that I would actually want as a commuter bike if I needed a commuter bike. Oh, this is great. This thing gets like 5 variants all over the place. For a 300, you have to remember, I'm talking about this bike for a 300. I'm not talking about it like, if I'm saying the engine's amazing, I'm saying it's an amazing engine for a 300. It's got plenty of information on the dash. Everything looks good on this bike and just fits fantastically together. Guys, if you're looking for a starter bike, this might be the king right here. Because it's got enough power, you're not going to get bored. And it's got enough ease of use and smoothness to help, like, facilitate you learning the bike. This is a great bike, guys. Like, a fantastic bike. If you're looking at a starter bike, please go check this bike out. This is a 2015 Yamaha R3. It's a 300 sport model of the Yamaha's bringing out. But guys, we're done with the ride. This has been a C2W first ride on a Yamaha R3. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you like the video, make sure to hit that like button and let me know what bikes you want me to ride with the C2W, with the hashtag C2WFR. I've got to go give this bike back because I can't take it home, unfortunately. But guys, you guys take it easy, and I'll see you on the next one.